Up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And here is, I thought, was an interesting article. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because if it weren't an issue, why the controversy that has happened over the past, you know, a year and a half about this system of voting, right? Um, some people will argue on one side and say, well, it's fine. Everything was proven to go well. The elections were verified, etc., etc. On the other side, we hear of, dead people voting. You hear of entities that don't exist that were voting. And we hear of batches that come on in late and stuff. However, you have to ask the question, why all the controversy of this system of voting? And now, recently, after the recall voting of the governor of California, he signs this new bill. And it's interesting because people did not want him to be governor of California any longer. And is this a way for him to, get a power grab and be able to maintain his term? Well, I mean, he already has retained it. He passed the recall. But does it set precedent for ensuing candidates in the state of California? And like I said, if this system of voting wasn't controversial, why are people still talking about it, and why is it still a point of emphasis? And you have to wonder if this is all, I mean, if you look at states, for example, California, the nation's most populous state, joins several other western states in mailing all voters a ballot, including Utah, Colorado, Washington, and Oregon. And Republicans who hold a minority in the state legislature oppose the expansion of voting by mail. And now, under the new law, ballots in California must go out at least 29 days before the election. Voters still have the option to drop off their ballot or vote in person. Prior to the pandemic, many Californians were already voting by mail. And so we see a lot can go wrong with mail-in voting. A lot can go wrong. And I'm not here to discuss those issues. What I'm here to discuss is this the right thing to do? Do you think that by signing this bill, it will increase the efficacy? It obviously makes things a lot easier for the voter, right? Because they mail it to you, you can just mail it back. So in that sense, yeah, it's good. It's a good thing. It facilitates it, makes it easier for the voter. But on the other hand, do you think that the pertaining question to this issue is the efficacy? Does it increase the efficacy in voting? Do you feel like your vote is accounted for and there isn't any fraud in any situation, in any case? And that's what my question is. Because whenever something, is brought to the table and it's a new thing, right? But there's controversies over it. You got to ask yourself the question, why is there a controversy? What's the issue? And you got to ask yourself those questions. Now, when you come to the realization, or when you seem to have come up with a conclusion about this, and why so many people of a certain party are for it but others are against it, you got to ask yourself why. And in politics, there's always, people who are going for and against. But my question to you is, and I want you guys to let me know in the comment section, Do you think this is a good move by California? Do you think this is a bad move by California? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd like to hear from you guys. Hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe. Let me know your comments in the comment section below. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.